It says we're live.
Okay.
Look,
Okay, we're live. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. Enjoying the cold, but yeah, enjoying it. So my name is Sierra. I am the social media intern here at Dynamic Image, and this is our amazing founder and CEO, Christian Cashel. We're going to be doing like a little live Q&A about, the editing journey, publishing journey, what it's like to sign on to Dynamic Image, and what it looks like behind the scenes. And then
Oh,
at the end, we will be doing a live Q&A. So anyone who has any questions, put them in the chat towards the end.
I'm like, will
I
we see
think,
this?
hello, good morning. Well, not good morning. I always say good morning, even
I
though
do
it's
that
like
too.
the
I do
evening
that too.
or
It's so
afternoon.
funny. Like if I take a nap, I wake up like, good
Good
morning.
morning.
Then I
Hello, good morning.
yeah. So hey.
Hello.
Hi Shay.
Okay.
Shay got on. She's in our comments. Hey.
Yeah.
I'm well though. I am traveling right now for my other job, but
Mhm.
I am inside and warm and safe, and that is all that
That's
matters.
good. That
So
is good. That is good. I'm just like kind of disappointed because I really wanted the snow.
you
Because
are
I'm in
like
Georgia, so we
just
never
do
get
it, okay?
snow.
When's the last
Like we
time it
literally,
snowed
the last time it snowed was last January, and it was like the polar vortex thing. And then before that,
there?
it wasn't since like 2014. So it never snows here.
It
And
doesn't.
I love the snow, so I was kind of hoping for it, but it's just like icy. It's not too bad.
Little fun fact, I am obsessed with Jagged Edge. When it snowed there in 2014, I actually won
Hmm.
a phone call from them from a random Twitter contest. And all I remember is Kyle saying, "Can you believe it's snowing in Atlanta?" So, like, I will
That
never
sounds so
forget
exciting.
that. That was
Oh
so
my
funny.
gosh.
I know you guys don't get it that much. So, but you can always
Yeah,
come
we don't get it at all.
here
And
for
if
you.
it does start to snow, it like melts as soon as it hits the ground. So the only time it really stuck was last year, last January.
But when you
All
come visit,
right.
you have to come in the winter so you can see the snow.
I know. That's the other thing is like I really, because I'm from Colorado, so I
Okay.
grew up with it snowing on my
That's why
birthday.
you want the snow. Okay, it
Perhaps,
makes sense
perhaps.
now. I get you. It makes sense now.
Well, I was born in a blizzard, so
Okay.
what can you do? You can take the
Yeah,
girl out of the snow, but
got it honest.
yeah. All right, are you ready to answer some questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so first of all, tell us about your journey as an independent publisher and how you went from writer to publisher full time.
That is a good question because that was never the goal. I tell people
Yeah.
all the time, I just wanted to write. So I started writing when I was 8. Started with poetry was my first love. Um, did that throughout school and started writing short stories. It wasn't
Mm.
until high school that I really got into writing like fiction and longer form stories. Showing my age, B2K popped up on the scene, all the stuff went crazy. And they had a website, and on their website, they had a forum where there were a million fan fiction stories. And got in this board, started reading the stories, and then I started writing them. Met a group of girls. Shout out to what does Jazz say, the core four or something like that. Met a group of girls. We started writing together and just kind of formed a friendship outside of the forum, even though it was online. And
Yeah.
towards the end of high school, I was like, I feel like we could do something with this. Like we
Or
can,
four.
yeah, we can publish, and it kind of just snowballed after that.
Yeah.
Had no idea what we were doing, but we'll get more into that later. But yeah, it started in the B2K forum.
I feel like that's always how it starts is like you start out writing fan fiction and then it just keeps going and then you're like, "Oh, well, guess I'm a writer now."
Yeah. For those of you who don't know what fan fiction is, it's basically when you take like somebody famous, a celebrity, or even sometimes shows end up with fan fiction and you create like fictional stories based on those characters or those people. So we did a lot of Your Name and J Boog and Your Name and Omar, just
We
look
know her
into
well.
it. Yeah, look into it. Look into it.
Yeah, I think that is definitely a pipeline that needs to be studied. Like
Yes.
find because I was the same way. Like I was just trying to read Twilight for free online, and then I was like, "Huh, what's Wattpad?"
Oh, yes.
And it wasn't Twilight.
It was.
It's
And you
Twilight
were
fan
like, I see
fiction.
my people, but this isn't my people. Like,
And then
what
I was like, "Wait,
are you
this is actually really good.
doing?
This is
That is
actually really
exactly
good."
pipeline from websites to Wattpad to books definitely needs to be studied. We're gonna have to look into
Yeah,
that.
that's definitely a pipeline for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So, is there a way for, indie authors to, tackle publishing independently? I know you always say writing the book is the easiest part. Can you
Mhm.
explain more of the process after that and why, in your opinion, that is the more difficult part?
Yeah, I will preface that by saying the reason that I started Dynamic Image was because at the time, I didn't see a lot of major or minor publishers that catered to the style of writing that we had. Around that time, urban fiction had really just popped off, like Wahida Clark,
Mhm.
Triple Crown Productions. And so a lot of the Black books that we were seeing were more urban. And we just didn't write like that. We were fresh out of high school. Like, this was just cute little love stories. Uh,
Yeah.
and so for some reason, I just felt like I can do it. I don't know. But I will preface that by saying there are so many avenues, which is kind of where I got the makeup analogy from. There's so many different
Mhm.
ways to go about publishing now, which is a pro of technology, but there's also drawbacks to the different lanes, which is the cons.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing is just to do your research and realize that what works for us may not work for you, and that's okay. But just make sure you are diligent in the research that you do. Like, don't go into it half-ass. Like, make sure that
Mhm.
you're doing your research and realizing that whichever avenue you take, your work isn't done. So I think that's
Yeah.
why I said that writing is the easy part.
Mm. So you said the makeup analogy. Can you explain more about that? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, so shout out to my bestie Brandy. She used to be an MUA. I'll say used to be, but she act like she don't want to do it no more. But I was asking her, like, from a perspective of someone outside, what would she ask? And she was like, "Well, it's almost kind of like makeup, ain't it?" And I was like, "You know what? You're right." So when I say the makeup analogy to publishing is, there are steps that everybody has to take: skincare, foundation, all of that. But those steps look different for everybody. So
Right.
my skincare may be 5 steps. Your skincare may be 10. Your foundation may go on before your concealer. Somebody might put their concealer on before their foundation, and how they finish is going to be different. But that doesn't make your look better than mine. It's mine
Hmm.
and it's your look.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where the makeup analogy came from, if that makes sense.
Wait, I love that. It's like what works best for you and what works best for your
Exactly.
face is the
Yeah.
same thing that works
Our
best for
colors are
your book.
different. Our eyes are, I might have hooded eyes, everything is different, but it's still, if we follow a formula, we'll get to where we're trying to get to.
And at the end of the day, we're both beautiful. So
Exactly. Above,
that's
above giving looks.
exactly, exactly. Is there anything that you would advise an independent author who either is struggling with their publishing journey or is wanting to publish with Dynamic?
So for those who don't know, Dynamic Image has two different sides. So what you call like a vanity press is when you buy into your own publishing process, which also could be considered self-publishing to a certain extent. We have services for hire where people who want to self-publish but don't know of the process still want to do it. But then we also have the side where we're a traditional publisher and we handle all the work. You're published under us, and then you get royalties. What I would say the biggest thing to look at is whoever you go with, whether it's us or not, is to make sure that they're transparent about what's going on and what they're offering you. If you are paying to publish, you are not being traditionally published. And I
Mm,
think that's what a lot of people I hear people say, "Oh, well, I want the publisher and that costs." No, if you are being traditionally published where they are getting royalties, they should not be asking you for money. I don't
mhm.
that's just flat out. So quote me on that. If they
Yeah.
ask you, that means they are a vanity press or they are services for hire. And I think, like I said, there's just so much conflicting information that I just want people to be transparent and do their research. Even if you have questions from us and you don't go with us, I would rather you be informed before you make any moves.
Right, right. I completely agree. I feel like a lot of indie authors and even just young creatives who are looking to be freelancers or anything like that, they get scammed pretty easily because they're like, oh, this is a gig, this is a job, this is something. So
Yeah.
I completely agree. Um, my next question kind of piggybacks off of that is what are the services that Dynamic offers, and how does that help someone decide whether or not they want to do things traditionally or how you put it, vanity publishing?
I feel like we do everything, and that's probably not a good thing sometimes, but I say so every service starts out with a consultation, which I think
Hmm.
is where the difference comes in. Because I'm gonna ask you, what are your intentions with this book? What are your goals? If you want to just make money, it's gonna be a little different process than just like a passion project, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
But we offer basically from start to finish. So we have this awesome project called DIY ish, to where we do all of the work and you get 100% of the credit if you want to be a self published author. That walks you through the life cycle of the book. So a lot of people don't
Hmm.
understand when you're writing, that's not what the book looks like.
Yeah.
And that's also what stops people from writing, is because they're trying to envision the finished book when there's so many steps before you get there. So we kind of walk through that process. And then just everything, formatting, design, editing, of course, developmental editing,
Hmm.
line editing. I will even register your book for you because I am 100% ownership. Like when you are self-published, I want to make sure everything's in your name. ISBN,
Hmm.
copyright, Library of Congress number. I will even do all of that for you if you're not sure how to do it. We have those services. So
Yeah. And I think that I completely get that, just feeling like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Where do I even start? If
mhm.
I'm putting it on the Google Doc, it has to be perfect. And then you have to realize that after you're finished, oh, wait, there's way more. There's way more.
I
There's
promise
the
y'all writing
business
is the
side.
easy part. Yes.
Yeah, it's the writing, it's the business side, it's the legal, it's so
Mhm.
many tiny things. And I think I really like that about Dynamic, that you guys walk the authors through everything and not hand holding, but like encouraging and mentoring the authors through their publishing journey.
It's like I said, it's so many different ways to go about it. So a lot of times it seems intimidating because like you said, you don't know where to start. And you can easily get sucked into like the Amazons of it and the, all of that
Yep.
other stuff. So yeah, we're
Yeah.
not gonna talk about
Yeah.
that. But I try to be as transparent as possible, especially with my dynamic image authors, but also with because a lot of times people have amazing stories and they are holding them back because of that process. And
Hmm.
I feel like especially Black stories in this time are being censored and I'm like, let's get them out there, but let's make sure they look
Hmm.
good and they're professional, and so that it reaches who it needs to reach.
Right. So, how long does it take to publish a book?
Oh, okay. So it really, okay, I won't say it takes long actually. So the publishing process does not take long, but
Hmm.
the strategy that goes behind it is going to depend on each book. So you want to make sure that you aren't doing like I did with my first book, publishing it, buying 200 copies, and just thinking they're going to sell, and looking at these 200 copies and then wondering why they're not leaving your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't like to put a timeline on it, but the actual process of getting a book in your hand after it's edited is not that long. I'll just say that.
Hmm.
But I would not recommend. In a perfect world, I learned this from the lobbyist, the literary lobbyist. You want to take at least 6 months to pre-market a book, 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
So from marketing aspect, it takes longer, but publishing doesn't take long.
Yeah. I feel like the marketing is definitely the icing on the cake, and
Hmm.
everything else is like the sprinkles. But marketing
Yeah,
is like the most important part because how are your readers going to know that you put this book out? They won't.
nobody know about nothing.
Right. What's your favorite part about being an editor, author, publisher?
I think when, and this is true for me too, so I'm assuming it's true for my clients, when you get the book, it is like nothing like getting a copy of a book with your name on it. It's
Hmm.
like it's smelling the pages. It just makes me so happy. So I think being able to help people get to that spot is like the purpose.
Yeah, I can't even imagine like you open that box, your name is on the cover, and you get to put it on your shelf. You know, other people are putting it on their shelves.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's your baby.
And everyone hits the same, I promise. So I am 12 books in, 11, 12
Mhm.
books. Sorry, don't quote me. I love them all. Just can't remember. Um and it still hits the same. It never gets old. So I think that's my favorite part. And then like having conversations with people about my characters, like, girl, such and such did this. And I'm like, this is
Mm.
what we're here for. I love it.
Listen, my characters are people. They're real. They have birth certificates.
They have
They
birthdays,
have
they have little
they have
quirks.
zodiacs. Like they are people. They
Absolutely.
are real.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. So, what is your favorite part about being an indie publisher, and how do you think that impacts our community?
Ownership is my favorite part. Um, I think it's so
Period.
important. It's so, 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 so important to have ownership. It's so important for me to be able to dictate how we move. And of course, I get input from my team. Shout out to them, love them dearly. But being able to be like, no, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to represent ourselves. Not having to whitewash or
Hmm.
do all of that in our stories. We can be as authentic as we want to. And then the market is so open. Like if you think about like Book Talk and Instagram, there are so many indie authors who are reaching like bestseller lists now.
Hmm.
You don't need the big five anymore, or the big three tech.
Yeah.
Some of them have merged, but we don't need them to make an impact. So I think that's my favorite part about being an indie publisher.
Yeah. I just wanted to say from my personal experience, like when I found out that there was a Black woman-owned publisher, I was like, oh, hell yeah. I would work for this company. I want to sing it from the rooftops, like, and then on top of that, just like I feel like representation has been talked about a lot recently. Um, and just knowing that Dynamic Image has been here for 20 years now, turning 20 this year,
For us,
and
it's funny.
like just knowing the success of this company is amazing, and what they do for our community, and for others
Now
is
listen,
just,
Sierra, I am a crybaby. You cannot be saying stuff like that because I will start
I
crying.
digress. I digress. I'll take it back. I'll take it back. But
It's okay.
it's just amazing, and it's truly inspiring, especially since I grew up in a very much like predominantly white area. I moved
Yeah.
to Atlanta, didn't know anybody, and it's just amazing to know that this company is a place that Black women can exist and be, and it feels like home, essentially. I just love that.
Thank you. I'm so glad. We're so happy to have you. And that's
I'm so
important.
happy to be here.
I grew up as a reader. I read all of the Babysitter Club books. I read,
Hmm.
but you're right. We didn't see a lot of us in mainstream
Hmm.
literature. And we're not a monolith. There are urban stories, but there are, upper middle class. There are different. We can be in every genre, right?
Hmm.
I think it's important to showcase that, so that people know that they don't have to be one way, but our stories are worth being told. So,
I agree. And I feel like, especially growing up, most of the Black representation I had was unfortunately like slave narratives and,
yeah. Oh,
like Frederick Douglass and all,
I
like
don't want to
it
watch
was
another
just
slave
not,
movie.
it's
Yeah,
not
like,
as inspiring as you would think it
yeah.
is, but
We know how tragic it was, right? We don't need to read those. Yeah,
yeah,
I
like
agree.
I want to exhibit the Black joy, and I think that this company is definitely doing that for
Yeah,
sure.
that is our purpose. So I'm glad to hear that.
All right, I only have one question left. Say I'm writing a book
Okay.
and I wanted to publish with Dynamic Image.
Yes. Which
What
we
would I
are.
need to do to do that? Oh, submissions are open, guys.
Submissions are open for 2026. So we have an amazing committee, where you go on our website and there's a submission process, and there is a committee who reviews the work. We request at least 3 chapters. I prefer the whole book, even if it's unedited, but not rough, like
Hmm.
paragraph form, and like don't play with us. You know what I'm saying? But like it's okay if it's not edited, because it will go through that process. But we require at least 3 chapters. Our acquisitions editor will read it and decide if she wants to move it up the ladder. If the rest of the senior editors decide that we want to take it on, then you get signed. I will not say my royalty split online. However, it is very generous.
Hmm.
Nobody's gonna give it to you like I do. That's just I'm gonna stand on that till
Period.
somebody prove me wrong.
Looking
And
out.
yeah, and that's also just because I'm an author myself, right? So I
Hmm.
treat my authors how I would want to be treated. So they're involved in the process. They're involved in, when we make edits or even just cover design. They are involved all the way through that because that's their baby. Like
Hmm.
I don't want to take that away from them. I'm just like the step parent that just comes in and try to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we go through that process, and it's really kind of up from there. We're growing and learning as we go, so the process does change a little bit. I think we're a little bit more structured now, um,
Hmm.
but it is distributed everywhere books are sold. So BarnesandNoble.com, Target, Amazon, even though we ain't shopping at Target. Um, but we also have our own website, which we would prefer because that's where we get the most money. So shop directly. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's a little tailored depending on the book. So right now we have, I believe, 16 titles with 3 authors, including myself. We have some nonfiction, we have some poetry, we have a lot of romance because we love
Hmm.
the love.
Period.
Um, but I'm looking for more. Like I would love to do a mystery. I would love to do a thriller. I would love to do
Yes.
sci-fi. We have a children's book coming soon. So I'm open to everything. So yeah.
So there's not just one genre.
No. We started
Okay.
as inspirational fiction. But I'm definitely like I'm ready for everything. So
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And maybe I do have a manuscript in the
Yeah,
works.
I
Maybe
feel
I
like
do
you
need to send
do.
it
I
in.
I caught that when we talked before, and I was like, I'm gonna get it later, but
Maybe soon. Maybe soon. Do you have any closing remarks or any other advice you'd like to give to any authors who might be looking for an editor or looking for a publisher?
yeah, I would say do your research. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Like I said, we offer consultations. Make sure, even asking for sample edits, especially when it
Hmm.
comes to editors. I've been fortunate enough to where I've had the same editor since book two. So we have a rapport. Like I literally throw my rough dress at her, and I'm like, "Hey, here you go, girl." Like, um, but everybody is not fortunate, and I have had some horror stories with clients who have come to me after the fact. So do your research. Don't be afraid to ask questions. But editing is not a luxury in this business; it is a necessity. So make sure it's in your budget. And if it's not in your budget, figure it out. Uh,
Hmm.
please. I
Yeah.
want us as indie publishers and indie authors to be seen as professional. And one of the stigmas around us is that we're not getting our books professionally edited. So I'm going to preach that for sure. Even if it's not my team, get an editor
Yeah.
and make sure that happens. And just take your time. Don't feel like you have to rush into it. Um, and just write. Have fun.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm at the just right part, and so now I'm like, maybe the writing part is the easiest
It
part.
is. So I love to make stuff up. It's so fun. Like I'm about to get off of here and write. Like it's a snow day.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
inside. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Like I'm just gonna write. It's the fun part. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the perfect vibe right now too, because it's like starting to rain a
exactly.
little bit down here, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe I will write too.
Drink and get some writing in.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Is there any questions from the chat or any
I don't
comments?
see any. I see comments, but no
Okay.
questions.
Okay.
If you all do have questions, please feel free to email us as info at dipublications.com. We are on most social medias as Dip Books. I usually respond as quick as I can, but we have a team now, so
Period.
there's that. But yeah, we're open to talk. We're open to chat. We will do these lives a little bit more and bring on our other editors and maybe some of our writers if they feel like being on screen talking to you, girl. I hope she see me.
Maybe,
Uh,
maybe.
but yeah, I'm excited and thanks for the conversation. I'm happy today.
Yeah, it was a good discussion, I think.
Yeah, I hope we answer some questions. Like I said, if not, please feel free to drop them in. We do have an FAQ
Hmm.
on our website already.
Hmm.
But yeah, talk to us.
Yeah. We love to yap.
Period. Especially about some books.
Yes, talk to us about books, especially romance books. I love
Yes.
romance.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think that's all. You
All
guys
right.
stay safe, stay blessed,
And read a book.
and read a book. Read a book.
Bye.
Bye.